Hey, good Thursday morning, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here. We got an important update to our winter weather potential for Friday. In the last 24 hours, we have seen a significant trend east and drier with this system. Doesn't mean the snow chances are gone completely, but we've gone from maybe a 1 to 3 inch or 1 to 2 inch chance of snow to more like a trace to an inch. And who knows, that might be dwindling. But there's still some wild cards that we got to keep an eye on. And I'll explain why here in a minute. But there's no way to deny the trends in what we've seen. Now, what's the trend? Well, you see, here's our cold front. This is the Arctic front arriving today. This is pushing to the east. So we're expecting this front to make it to the coast sometime later today and stall. So it's going to push off here and stall in this region. We're still not super precise on where that's going to happen, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit further offshore or much further east than expected. And that's what we're watching today. A lot of folks saying, hey, I thought we're just getting rain. This rain today is not really what we were worried about. This is the cold front itself bringing the cold air. But it doesn't mean on the backside we couldn't see some snow showers or a little wintry mix. What this system is doing is really bringing the cold air. If you look, that is some brutally cold air on the backside of the system. I'll actually stop it. Look at that core of sub-zero temperatures over the Midwest, the plains, and parts of the Great Lakes. That is going to be moving to the southeast and bring us by far the coldest air of the season. That is the one thing that is not changing. And that cold air, even without a ton of snow or precipitation, could still cause some significant issues, which I'll be talking about because I think the refreeze of the rain, which is falling out there right now, might be the biggest detriment to travel. And even with light snow tomorrow, we still might have some issues. So let's go right to the Futurecast. All right, let's get right to the short range, rapid refresh, we like to call it. We use this guidance when we're closer to a lot of events because it updates frequently and it's going to self-correct a lot quicker. So here's the Arctic front moving through today. Again, scattered showers, nothing too heavy, quarter to half an inch. But what I want you to notice is the cold air trying to move in as the Arctic front is sliding in. And there's a little bit later tonight, you're starting to see maybe up in here, maybe a little bit of a mix. And again, we're not talking huge totals. The problem is, it's going to be raining, the temperature's falling, there could be a light dusting of snow. Well, that combination on roads could be a little slick. So even in the Charlotte area, it doesn't look like much, but the fact that the roads will be wet at 7 o'clock and likely the temperature dropping pretty quickly, if there's a little flurry or anything on the backside of this, it's going to cause some black ice tomorrow morning. Now, here's the part of the storm that's kind of changed. So the front looks like it's going to stall to the southeast. There's a wave of low pressure down here and a wave trying to form here along the front. Now, if this low cranks up and gets a little stronger, it could tug moisture back to the west. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go through time tonight and watch the wave of low pressure start to crank up a little bit. And you see the precipitation. Now, this unfortunately is all ice. So the shift to the east is, bad news for snow lovers in the Charlotte area. But boy, this is bad news for ice on the coast. This makes the ice threat even higher for areas in eastern North Carolina and the PD region of South Carolina. So overnight tonight and early tomorrow, you see this band of snow, sleet, freezing rain. Look how tantalizingly close it is to Charlotte. This is why it's still not, I would say, 100% we're going to get zero. I mean, I think a lot of folks think, oh, this is going to be no big deal. This is 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. If this little band of snow is just over here or shifts over west, wherever this is, the temperatures are not going to be above freezing during the day tomorrow. So this is going to be making some slick roads. But you see the band, I mean, even to our southeast, if that develops, that's going to cause some travel issues. Even a dusting to an inch of snow on cold roads and cold air temperatures is going to cause some slick spots. But you see the low, if this low right here, which you could see is pretty potent, it's trying to crank up. If this shifts west at all, we're going to see more of a significant threat, but it could still shift east. I always tell people there's two outliers. There's always two coulds. People always ask me, could there be more snow? There's always the opposite of that. There could be less. So in this case, we're watching the trends. The trends are your friend. Not if you love snow in this case, but as a meteorologist to get the forecast right, you follow the trends. And the trends are further east, but still, that is a close call. You could see some shades of precipitation trying to develop on the back side of this as it pushes off. So I'll loop the next 48 hours. Let's just loop it. And you could see how tantalizingly close this is to becoming more of an issue for us. But I have made major adjustments to our snowfall totals. I'm still going to trace to an inch. Okay, I'm going to update this. This was not 11. This is as of this morning. So you can officially say this was this morning. 1 to 2 inches here with the higher amounts pushed off to the east. So I do think that's going to push off in that direction. My concern is the ice risk is much higher now for the coastal areas, but it has pushed away from most of us. And if you look at the travel impacts, this is really the severity impact. There's still some yellow showing up around Charlotte. Why? Why is there yellow? Because the snow amounts are so low, because the air temperatures are so brutally cold on Friday into Friday night that even a light snow, a flurry on cold roads could still cause travel issues. So don't let your guard down for travel. Even a light dusting and wet roads are going to be a little bit of an issue. It's more of a black ice threat than like snowpack or anything like that. But just that is something to keep an eye on. And I do want to show you the trends in the guidance because I think this is important. You see the ice threat really increasing for the coast. I mean, look at that amount for Myrtle Beach, 1/4 inch, maybe 2/10, up towards eastern North Carolina. But one of the things I like to look at is the trends in the snowfall. So this is the model blender. So taking all the model blends, and I'll push this up so you can see it a little bit better. And we'll do the last, basically this looks like the last 8 runs of the guidance, all the models blended together, not one, all of them. So we go through time and watch the trend from 48 hours ago to today. And that's the last one. So Charlotte, 2/10 of an inch, less than an inch, and lesser amounts to the east kind of shows you the trends in all this. I do have a quick look at our Futurecast that we run at the station. And again, the only reason I show you this is it is kind of interesting to watch this develop here. So watch the temperatures in particular. You see the temperatures in the 20s by tomorrow morning, and then a little burst of snow maybe tomorrow evening. Again, doesn't look like heavy, but if temperatures are in the mid or upper 20s when that happens, there still could be some significant road issues. And then Saturday morning, it's frigid. And Saturday afternoon, we're only going to get back into the 30s. So while the trend overall has been for this system to shift off to the east, I will tell you there still could be slick spots because of the cold, cold air. High temperatures on Friday, only about 30, 31. Low temperatures around 19 or 20. And Saturday highs only in the mid 30s. So the cold air is legit. With little precipitation, it still could cause some slick roadways, especially if you're going into eastern or southeastern parts of the state. Because if we go back here, I'm going to go out all the way to the end of this. I really want you to see these areas down here. So my viewers that are watching me down here, this is a significant ice threat. In fact, there's new ice storm warnings in effect down in that area. So that ice threat is legit. In fact, you can see the ice storm warning. So most of the watch has been upgraded to a winter weather advisory. And I got to emphasize, a winter weather advisory is an upgrade from a winter storm watch. Winter storm watch is at the bottom. Winter weather advisory is next. Winter storm warning or ice storm warning is above that. So you can see we have ice storm warnings now for Myrtle Beach in the Wilmington area. And we've got still winter storm watches in Charleston and winter storm warnings further east. So don't let your guard down in eastern North Carolina and even in the Charlotte area. Please be very cautious, especially Friday morning, Friday night and Saturday morning, because of all the cold air in place. Any moisture out there could cause some issues. And if this front, again, let's go back and look at this. I'm going to show you this front. It's not stalling that far away from us. It's far enough that it looks like it's going to stay away, but if we see that moisture back up at all today, or the front decides, you know what, I'm going to stall closer to the coast and not offshore, this little band of snow could still tug back to the west 50 miles and bring a quick burst of snow. It's not going to be a huge event. It's just the fact that we're going to get a little bit more snow. So we'll stick with the forecast now, trace to 1 inch with some slick roads, especially Friday morning, Friday night, and Saturday. Of course, stay tuned for updates. I will post more as we go throughout the day, today, tomorrow, and even into early Saturday.